All right, now we move on to the list essay. This is something that I see students doing a lot. And what it is that they list their ideas, not realizing that that really hinders their abilities to develop a good paper. So taking a look, like the thesis not only provides a position, but also suggests the structure of the paper. I don't know if you've been noticing, but I'm showing you all these different sections that basically sums up how the paper is going to be organized. And so the list essay or the list thesis doesn't provide that structure. They should allow the reader to imagine and anticipate the flow of the paper, like a sequence of points logically. Like they should see how these points relate to each other and the organization of these points. A list essay or a list thesis does not provide that. That's not good. So instead, it's almost like it doesn't matter what points go where. They're kind of like all over the place. It doesn't matter. And you might have seen this in the Bing Bang Bongo thesis statements. Like, I like summer because it's hot. I see my friends more, and I can go to the beach. That is a Bing Bang Bongo because you're saying Bing, Bang, Bongo. These are the three things I'm going to talk about. There's a couple problems with this. The problem is it does not matter if I put whether it's hot first or second or third. It doesn't matter. Like the organization of these literally does not make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't matter. It does not matter whatsoever. So I could say I don't want to talk about it being hot first. I want to talk about how I could see my friends more. Okay, great. So that's not that was sarcasm. It's not great. You should not be doing that. You should have your ideas should build on each other and should be related to one another. This is just a list. The other thing too is that I'm not asking you to do something as simple as what's your favorite season and why. If you do a list essay, it oftentimes does not provide you enough space to actually talk about the real argument that you're making. So, for example, I'm just saying that it's hot here. That doesn't really talk about it being hot kind of relates to going to the beach. It being hot actually allows for a bunch of other things. It being hot, maybe I could go off on how I can see I can show off my better fashion that I have in the summer because I've got way better shorts and shirts and tank tops and cute sandals and stuff like that I can show off as opposed to in the winter where I'm just wearing a sweatshirt and jeans all the time. Maybe I like it because it's hot, because then I don't have to wear all of this. I don't have to have sweatshirts all the time. I like it because it's hot because I can go outside. I like it because it's hot because I can do more activities. I like it because it's hot because then I go outside and I see the sun. The fact that it's hot, I cannot limit that down to one little section of my paper. Instead, I've got potentially an entire paper in this one section, but it doesn't allow me to go beyond that because it's only one little section. The list essay, the list thesis, minimizes your ability to really develop a strong argument because it compartmentalizes ideas in too small of a box. Let's take a look at what this means, what this looks like. So, there are many reasons adults need to involve themselves in their teenagers' lives. There's 2 periods. Oh my gosh. So this is not good because how many different reasons? I don't know. They just say there are many. So this is a big question mark. Why am I being told this? I have no idea. I don't know how many reasons. And it doesn't tell me this could literally be 500 pages. There are many reasons. I'd like to know those reasons. Are they big reasons? Or are they small reasons? Are they there are entire books that are dedicated to the fact that adults need to involve themselves in their teenagers' lives, and for multiple reasons. So this is a list because it just implies that you're going to talk about the reasons. This almost seems like a BuzzFeed article, like top 10 reasons why adults need to be in their teenagers' lives, and it doesn't, like, why'd you cut it off at 10? I have no idea. It's just a list. It's not really showing a clear argument. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think you're just going to list a bunch of GIFs in there and give me the top 10 reasons. Let's see how to make that better. So let's take a look here. Young adults need more support than past generations to overcome to overcome today's difficulties. So that's one section. Although it may be easy to blame teenagers for their problems, adults today need to be emotionally available and expose their vulnerabilities. To teach young people how to maneuver the 21st centuries of managing stress, of mental stress, and staggering social pressures. Oop. So, this is specific. So, first section is they need support. Second section, does that actually say TT? Oh my goodness. Maybe though it may be easy to blame teenagers, so like they need more support. Some people blame teenagers, but then what the adults need to do, why they need to do it for one reason and why they need to do it for another reason. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections. And like you could take, if you're like, man, Miss Hayne, that's a lot of sections. I don't know if I can fit that in at 3 pages. That's fine. Take one of them out. Like you can take like staggering social pressures out. That's fine. Or like then just, or potentially even get rid of this. Do you need to address that? Could you just address this in a paragraph? So let's take a look at the bad thesis number 2. The arguments in support of summer jobs for teenagers are narrow-minded, ignorant, and selfish. So this is one of those bing bang bongo things. You're going to talk about it being narrow-minded, you're going to talk about it being ignorant, you're going to talk about being selfish. That's not a really robust or nuanced argument, meaning like this seems pretty basic. They all seem to be saying the same thing, and I don't know why you're starting with narrow-minded. Why not start with selfish? Why not start with ignorant? It just seems like these are pieces that you can switch anywhere, which does not make, or that you can switch around at any point in time, and does not make for a strong paper. So let's take a look at how to fix that. Despite what adults commonly believe, teenagers do not face the same societal pressures their parents or guardians did. So that's one. Oftentimes, teenagers are already engaging in some kind of summer work to help themselves financially or to build skills they believe they need for college. So now, so I've got one section of this is what adults think. This is why it's wrong. Like this is why it's wrong what the adults think. This is one reason it's wrong. This is another reason it's wrong. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections here. Again, this is much better than the narrow-minded, ignorant, and selfish. Now it's being specific. Like there's not the same societal pressures. One of the different pressures is that they are engaging in summer work because there's financial problems and they're developing skills. So obviously I'm going to be discussing the narrow-mindedness, the ignorance, and the selfishness that's involved in the current argument about summer jobs. Instead, I am going to be listing reasons, and this could be actually probably part of my commentary. So in general, you don't want to just list things. All students need to take a nap throughout the day for this reason, and this reason. Not a good idea. That is a list, and it doesn't help identify the nuances or the complexities of an argument that you're making.